There's a new ship in Star Citizen. It's all about salvage. It's called the Moth. Let's learn about it together right now. Without further ado, the Moth. First of all, I love that it looks just like the mole.
The Argo Moth is the long-awaited, much-requested medium salvager for Star Citizen.
One of the best paint jobs for the Corsair right there. Look at that. Like that paint? As someone who lives in New York City, I appreciate this graffiti vibe.
It's supposed to fill the gaps between our small single-siege salvage ships, such as the Vulture and the Salvation, and the massive Aegis Reclaimer.
Small salvage ships, they produce rubble. The large one, like the Reclaimer, they produce construction material salvage. And the medium ship, we create construction material pieces. The refining time for the rubble is the fastest. For the pieces, it's like in the medium part, whereas for the salvage, it's like the longest refining times it will take.
CIG has changed a lot about the way salvage works. All that stuff we talk about right there, pieces, like that's all new terminology that I also have to learn about.
Crafting, the difference between the three different construction material raw versions of it will be that basically retaining the quality of.
Is he wearing a Cowboy Bebop shirt?
Of it will be that.
Or is that a one piece? Chat, you tell me, which one is it?
Basically retaining the quality of the material.
One piece.
With the Moth, we wanted to take our medium operator-sized ships that we have already, we have them all, it's a great ship, and pivot that system over into salvage.
Oh, I like how they added these big old salvage, what are those called? Fracture and disintegrate things on the front, right here.
It's a great ship.
So here is the old mole for mining.
And pivot that system over.
And there's the Moth.
Into salvage.
Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and we thought that building on top of the mole to make the Moth made perfect sense. The mole is successful as a mining ship, particularly multi-crew-wise, due to the fact that it has all those turrets that can cover pretty much the entire 360 degrees under the ship as well as around it. It's not completely full coverage, but it's pretty good. And the
Wait, did they say that they're fully covered inside those turrets now?
Those turrets that can cover pretty much the entire 360.
Oh, they're talking about the view of using, not like encompassing your body in there.
Degrees under the ship as well as around it. It's not completely full coverage, but it's pretty good. And the turrets have freedom of movement to really mine anywhere. And that really lends itself to salvage as well, which shares a lot of that sort of similar mechanics.
I think the Mole is a very successful ship in what it's built for. So getting the opportunity to revisit it with the lessons we've learned.
Seems like a no-brainer. The Mole is good. Make the Mole for salvage, Moth is good, right?
And put some new life into it with a slightly different role and slightly different purpose was really exciting.
And this allows us to iterate more easily on our current ships that are going out. But it also means that we can take some of those improvements and changes back to those original ships later down the line.
Is he saying that all the things they made better in the Mole, they can, in the Moth, they will eventually go back and make better in the Mole? This always happens. They take an older ship, they refresh it, they add all these great things to it, and now the original ship is kind of sad in comparison. I feel like that's what's going to happen with this one compared to the Mole. But that happens all the time, so we're used to it.
We've tried to make changes where they were needed, but not make changes for change's sake. But the kind of like the standout thing, if I'm honest, it's the arms.
That looks great.
What's your favorite aspect of the Moth?
Yeah, my favorite aspect is the new grinders.
The giant munching arms that it's got on the front. They look great.
They just feel kind of super chunky, super industrial, super dangerous.
My favorite aspect of the ship is the grabby hands.
They look really cool and give it a nice quirk to the shape.
Probably the grabby hands.
Everybody says grabby hands. Why?
It is such a key part of the ship's visuals because they're very big, very industrial. There's lots of weight behind them, but
the Argo Moth, it's got grabby hands.
At the same time, there's also really intricate little details.
I was trying to make them look a bit intimidating, like a bit dangerous, like you really would want your hands to be caught in anything. It was also very fun to work on the animations to kind of figure out how in the different states the arms would kind of retract, the claws would open up, big hydraulic pistons kind of retracting, moving around. And yeah, of course, the crushers spinning.
Are you aware that nearly a decade ago we had another system called grabby hands that has nothing to do with this?
No, I was not aware. What was that?
Disco Lando remembers.
Do you remember that? I don't. Sorry. Before my time. In this game, that is.
It takes a crew of 4, so far fewer than you need for the Reclaimer, but it actually gives you some multiplayer gameplay as opposed to the Vulture.
It's probably significantly easier to get those boxes of salvage out of the ship, unlike the Reclaimer. We all know the Reclaimer is a great ship for large salvage operations, but it has been a long, long time since they have redone the inside of that ship. That ship was designed well before the system we have now for physicalized boxes and how they move and how they go in and out of the ship. I like using the Reclaimer, but it's such a pain every time. So I'm glad they made this. I'm sure this is much easier to get those boxes off the ship.
4 of those players will be able to take part in the salvage gameplay loop. We have 3 manned turrets, each with a size 2 salvage head. And the pilot gets access to the main structural salvage crusher.
Can this ship be operated solo?
Yeah, like all our ships, it can be operated solo. But if you operate a ship solo of a certain size, you get some downsides to it.
It would just be a lot of dancing around between the different seats. But at the same time, you're also going to be saving some time because you're going to be able to carry a lot more. So you're going to have less trips back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of you like to solo these big ships, and I'm always saying the same thing. Every time I'm like, I don't want to solo a big ship like this. That doesn't sound fun. Stop the ship, run down to a turret seat, realize you don't have the right angle, run back up, get in the main seat, adjust a little bit, then go back down, get in the turret seat, then go to work. This game's already a big enough pain in the ass. I don't need to add that to it. If I want to do this stuff solo, I'm going to use a solo person ship. For salvage, the Vulture. It's my favorite solo salvage ship. But you can do whatever you want, you multitasking maniac, you.
What kind of defensive capabilities does this thing got?
Very minimal defensive capabilities. This is first and foremost an industrial ship.
Very
the pilot
minimal.
has 2 S2 slots available to them. The co-pilot gets access to a bespoke small missile rack with 16 S2 missiles.
I just like his candor there. I thought that was very funny. All right, we get some missiles.
The belly of the ship has changed quite a lot. We've now got this large split cargo grid that is in a vertical orientation.
This is cool.
So when the salvage material is rejected out, it blows straight onto this large cargo grid that kind of takes up the majority of the belly.
Does
of
it
the ship.
vanish? It still vanishes. Can we watch that again?
Rejected out, it blows straight onto this large cargo grid that kind of takes up the majority of the belly of the
blink.
ship.
Why? Why did they release another ship that just has a blink feature like that? I know development takes time. I know these animations should not be the most important thing, but like, this is what they did last year with the Misk Fortune. I really thought they could have made a little sliding mechanic now for these boxes. All right, whatever. I'll ignore it.
One of the improvements over the Mole chassis is the fact that the cargo grids are just normal cargo grids. Whilst the salvage output does automatically eject onto them and it does use standardized ASU crates, there's nothing to stop you putting any other cargo compatible item on those cargo grids.
That is great. So if you want to use this just for cargo, you can.
which allows you to then perhaps do a bit of cargo. Maybe you find some salvage on the way that you want to do. It doesn't limit you to doing one or the other. You do have the ability to do both at the same time.
The rear of the ship has a really nice cargo lift for 2 16 SCU
That's
containers.
actually quite nice.
Both at the same time.
In a world
rear
where
of the
it's
ship
actually
has
fun
a
to use hover vehicles and they don't explode immediately, this is cool. Like, this is what I want to do. I'm not going to do this because every single hover bike is an absolute, and I quote, death trap, glitch fest waiting to happen. It's still nice to dream and imagine, you know?
Really nice cargo lift for 2 16 SCU containers. So you can get a bit of hauling gameplay in there as well.
And
So
just
we
in
have
front of
internal cargo and external cargo.
that is the old personnel lift. Both take you up into the newly, sort of slightly reimagined cargo area. From there, to the left and right, you've got the entrances to the side salvage turrets, and then a ladder that leads you up onto
Chat asking if a Nursa can fit. I very much doubt it.
the main deck.
One of the things we realised as we were working on the ship was to be able to get out some of the components out of the ship, we needed to widen the doors and widen the ladder down to the lower floor. And this gives a nice route through the ship to be able to get those ship items out.
I'm telling you right now, I'd be afraid to move large components up and down that small elevator shaft. I'd be afraid that you're moving the quantum drive or whatever and it hits the inside of the wall and then glitches through and then explodes or breaks or gets lost immediately. Yeah.
To the rear of the ship from there are the beds and the bathroom and a couple of suit lockers. And then forwards from habitation is into the processing room.
We basically took the pre-existed engineering room from the mall and converted to a processing room.
Feels very hot, very industrial, and a little claustrophobic. You have an engineering screen in the middle. Some of the components have been
This is nice.
shuffled around to make space for a big
Engineering screen is as soon as you leave the cockpit. I like that.
refinery, which is on board.
Forwards further still is the bridge, which has the pilot and co-pilot seats.
Pretty decent view.
As we're kind of revisiting the cockpit, we've updated it a little bit, so we've brought in a few new interactions, kind of modernized the view a little bit.
Oh, are there less MFDs on the ceiling? Hold on, look. So this one is the mole,
Updated it a little bit, so we've brought in
and
a few new
that
interactions.
is the
kind of modernized-
moth. So they got rid of an MFD up top to kind of make the
Revisiting
view
the cockpit.
a little bit
We've
cleaner.
Updated it a little
See?
bit, so we've brought in a few new interactions, kind
Okay.
of modernized the view a little bit. Things like the dashboard improvements, the interactive panels that we placed around the ship, those sort of things will kind of be retrofitted back onto the mole as well.
But when will the mole get these retrofits that are now in the moth? That's the question.
Like the Asgard and the Hermes, the Moth is a new hull based on an existing chassis, and that means it doesn't share paints with the Mole.
But we are making some really nice new paints for the moth.
It doesn't share the paints. They're like, hey, you want new paint jobs? Buy them. You don't want that money, right? It's kind of lame that these paint jobs don't work, considering that they're almost identical models. Look at this. If you own the ship on the right, like I do, and I have paint jobs, I can't put these paint jobs on this. Kind of stupid. Feels a bit money hungry. Listen to him try to explain this on lore. Hold on, let's hear that again.
Like the Asgard and the Hermes, the Moth is a new hull based on an existing chassis, and that means it doesn't share paints with the Mole.
are making some
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Really nice new paints for the moth. So we're going to have a lot of two-tone paints coming in. So you'll see that we have decided to spice them up a bit.
So we're excited now that we have the full set of salvage ship sizes. We have you starting with the Salvation, moving to the Vulture and Fortune. Now we have the Moth, and then ultimately you end up with the Reclaimer.
It was very fun to work on, very nice to work on something industrial.
Just the little changes to the flow that we've had to make, opening up some areas just to allow a little bit of a smoother kind of gameplay experience has been really nice.
This is for the person who enjoys salvage gameplay.
How many of you have come across a flaming ship like this? Like, this is a pretty cool shot with this 890 jump on fire.
Been really nice.
I just haven't seen anything like that in the game yet. That would be cool. I like that.
This is for the person who enjoys salvage gameplay but wants something bigger.
Get super chunky. Super industrial. All right, so that's all about the brand new salvaging ship. It's called the Moth. It's based on the exact same chassis as the Mole. The Mole is for 4 people that want to go mining. The Moth is for 4 people that want to go salvaging. Do you want to get the ship? Are you curious about it? Do you have any questions? I'm streaming the ship today. So that's what we're going to find out. Cool? That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and check me out live the next time you can. Okay? Okay.